Is it low libido or just bad sex? I want to paint you a picture of a scene that I know all too well. Personally, through my clients, you're lying there, maybe alone, maybe feeling miles apart, even if there is somebody else in your bed, but you're mentally somewhere else entirely. You go to that same place of dissociation, maybe during sex, but that spark, that erotic aliveness, is nowhere to be found. The majority of my clients work with me because they are experiencing some type of sexual dysfunction, issues with desire, difficulty getting aroused and staying aroused, pain with sex, difficulty orgasming. And if they can orgasm, it's in the same position. Forget multiple orgasms. I'm going to read you a text I got the other day. Hey, happy Thursday. Hope all is well. I think of you often. Today is a 5 orgasm kind of day. I, and in brackets, we, are super grateful for your guidance that led me to be more present during sex, to allow me to feel safe and surrender. Okay, that is from a past client. Because of the problem, when you have super traits, when you are a high achiever, the regular libido, sex, relationship advice out there is not going to work for you. And you know because you've tried, and that's why you're here. I'm Dr. Jordan Wiggins, naturopathic doctor, author, and according to the internet, according to AI, the pleasure doctor. If you found this podcast, you're probably somebody that has it all together on the outside and is exhausted and quietly falling apart on the inside. You've been the anchor, the fixer, the emotional glue. You've been doing everything for so long, you've forgotten what it's like to actually receive something and be present in and out of the bedroom. Here's what I know after over 10 years of clinical practice and coaching women with super traits. Your overgiving isn't a personality flaw. It's a survival strategy, and it's costing you your health, your desire, and probably your relationships. I treat the whole picture: hormones, nervous system, relational power dynamics, and the pleasure that you have been putting last for years. Because becoming a woman who knows how to receive is not selfish. She's regulated, she's magnetic, she can ask for help, and she doesn't feel like it's her responsibility to carry it all. And that's exactly who this podcast is for. Welcome to the Pleasure Principles. Okay, so this sense of loneliness, this sense of grief, and this is what most superwomen are feeling, but they don't know how to name. Like, they're so busy, they're doing so many things. Outwardly, they present so well. When I work with them clinically, we do detailed female panel blood work, and we see that they might not be doing as well on the cellular level as they think they are. And they come to me feeling lonely. They feel grief. Like, I have done everything right. I've checked all the boxes. I excel at so many areas, and I don't feel like myself. Something's wrong with me. Something's broken. I don't want to have sex. I'm anhedonic. I'm not happy. I feel like I'm watching life from above. I feel like when I'm having sex, I'm not even there. I'm not present if she's having sex, because a lot of superwomen have such low libido, so little desire, that at the end of the day, they would rather read their book or watch Love is Blind on Netflix. Guilty pleasure. And honestly, I would love to do a whole episode on that. Okay, so we've got this loneliness. Like, people don't understand this shame of, like, why am I not as happy as I should be? Why don't I have this desire? What's wrong with me? Am I broken? And then she's tried all the things. Couples therapy. She's talked to her doctor that offered her birth control or an antidepressant. She's done the things and they haven't worked. So she feels more shame. And then that's usually when she ends up working with me. But I'm here to tell you, your low libido is not a flaw. Your super traits are not a flaw. These are survival mechanisms and our bodies protecting us. I want to remind you of the dual control model. If you have read my book, The Pink Canary, you know about this. If you've been here for a while, listening to this podcast, you know about this. But I'm gonna talk about libido in terms that actually make sense for superwomen. So we have a gas pedal and a brake pedal. Most high achieving women do not have a broken accelerator. That's what they think they have. They think they have an arousal problem. But really, what they have is a brake pedal on the floor or the e-brake on. Stress, perfectionistic tendencies, performance and achieving pressure, increased mental load in heterosexual relationships. If you have kids, multiply that by 10. Resentment, okay? Talk about, just even the state of the world. Going on Instagram used to be an escape, but it's stressful now. Your body isn't broken. The conditions are wrong. Your pleasure beliefs are wrong. Low libido and low desire, especially for superwomen, is rarely ever actually a desire or an arousal problem. It's usually not sexual dysfunction, but that's what women have been coming to me for 11 years to fix. But they're trying to fix the wrong problem. One thing that I want to get through your head is that women will prioritize amazing sex. That client that I talked to you about that came with no libido, marriage on the rocks, to now her and her husband being grateful for a 5 orgasm day, multiple orgasms was not even on her radar. I remember when that clicked for her at a retreat when I said, like, 1 orgasm's kind of annoying. Like, I don't like having one. I'd rather not. I'd rather like 3 minimum, thank you. And she sort of looked and it was like, oh, that's a possibility. She didn't even, not even on her radar. And as we go down the pleasure path together, from high achievers to becoming receivers, becoming a woman who knows what she wants, can ask for it and receive it, that is the game changer. So if you have low libido, low desire, low arousal, there's generally problems that I see, and I'm going to tell you what they are. So the first is knowing what you like. Most women have not done this pleasure research. A lot of times I'm hand-holding them through that pleasure research. The Pink Canary is also a great place to start for these pleasure basics. So you have to know what you like for you, and we don't even know where to begin. We've never been given permission because we've been taught male-centered sex and male-centered pleasure. If you were taught how to have 5 orgasm sex, you better bet that that would be a top priority on your list and you would be present for it. But that's not the kind of sex you're having, and it's the honest truth, okay? I will say it again. High-achieving women will prioritize sex that is good for them. And if neither you nor your partner has done pleasure-centered sex education, which I'm going to start giving you over on my Substack, The Pleasure Path, that might be your first problem, okay? Knowing what your body responds to. And this changes and it's fluid. And, before my period, the tenderness and devotion that I want is a heck of a lot different than what I want when I'm ovulating, and being able to know that and communicate that and receive it, be present enough to feel the sensation in my body to have multiple orgasms. That's a learned skill that high achievers need to learn. And that is not what traditional therapy teaches you. We're focusing on communication and blah, blah. We need to get to the pleasure. So we have to be able to ask for what we want, give real-time guidance, okay? And sometimes when we're starting out, that guidance can be a post-game debrief, okay? We can say, hey, that one part, I loved it when you did that. And sometimes that's where you start because that's all your nervous system can handle. But when you're a receiver, you can say slower right there. You can share a fantasy, put his head exactly where you want it. And if you have never had sex that's fulfilling or great, I suggest you show a scene from a movie, an audio clip, your book, and say, I'd really like to try that. If you're not enough of a receiver, if you still have your shame, your hangups, your pleasure beliefs to work through, and that is totally okay, then sometimes just saying, hey, can you read these 3 paragraphs? I'd really like to try this is a great way So the first thing that we need to do is know what we like. The second thing that we need to do, if we have lower mismatched libidos, is be able to ask for it and give real-time guidance. And I know you, if you're listening here, we're on the pleasure beliefs and pleasure basics stage, okay? You're working to become a receiver. So maybe you're taking baby steps with your communication. Like, hey, can we try this? And you're texting them because saying it face to face or in the moment is just too hard. But we're taking baby steps forward, okay? Another thing that I want you to do with lower mismatched libidos, give feedback when things feel good, okay? This is a must, and it's not what a lot of people do. Positive feedback in the moment, positive feedback after the fact keeps your partner present with what's going on, with the sensation, okay, in real time or after. And if your partner really wants to please you and you've said, hey, I love it when you do this, or that part felt amazing, I can't wait to do it again, then they're going to go, oh, okay, I'm going to do that again. And then, okay, so those are pleasure basics. Those tips that I just gave you are pleasure basics. And where you might get hung up is the knowing what you want part and the communicating it. And in most high achiever relationships, because when we have a high achiever, we're usually paired with an underfunctioner, overfunctioner, underfunctioner, and both people have to shift in this dynamic. So if you know what you want, if you've been communicating it, and I have this at least once a month where I have a client that says, he keeps doing this thing. He keeps doing this licking thing. I've told him I don't like it and he keeps doing it. Or he knows how to make me come, but he won't do it. He's rushing to penetration instead. This is not a communication problem. It's a power dynamic problem. Okay? Any man that genuinely wants to please you will be curious, will ask, will adjust. They will get body cramps doing what is required to get you off. And if he is not doing that, and if you're having to have repeat conversations, it's not a fucking communication problem. Okay? We are not negotiating for basic reciprocity or basic pleasure needs to be met. So if that's you, you are definitely going to want to head to my Substack. I will put the link in the notes for a deeper dive into our work on taking these action. I want all of you listening to have 5 orgasm a day sex whenever you want it. If this is you, if this episode spoke to you, the 3 things that you can do this week. Number 1, explore some audio erotica. Notice what lands. Number 2, head to my Substack for deeper support on this. And number 3, ask yourself the hard questions. Do I truly love the sex that we're having? Can I not wait to do it? Or am I excited to be intimate? And does my partner truly want to please me? Okay. And sometimes this is not men's fault. They've been taught male-centered sex as well. And we are too empathetic. We are too overgiving. We don't want to hurt their feelings. So we don't want to share those things. Okay. If this is you and you know this is you and you want to take the next step forward, you want a quick hit of exactly what you need to do, head to the show notes, book a pleasure path assessment. You and I, 1 hour, you're leaving with tangible tips. Until next time, happy orgasming, Superwomen.